Welcome to Roughing It with Ruth, the channel where everything is a bit rough around the edges. Let's talk about booking the Otter Trail. Booking the Otter Trail can be a very frustrating and disappointing experience, but I do have a couple of tips that can definitely make your life easier. First off, bookings for the Otter Trail open about a year in advance. This isn't exact because SAN Parks, South African National Parks, that administers the trail, opens the bookings in blocks. And the booking period for this can be found on their website. So if you're looking for exactly when the next block of bookings is going to be opening, then definitely go to the SAN Parks website. It's sanparks.org, and you will be able to find out that information there. It's worth noting that at this point, what happens is they open bookings via the SAN Parks offices first, and then the next day they open bookings on their website. So if you are really desperate to get specific dates, then you might want to try and book via the offices directly. You can do this telephonically by phoning the number on their website. You can also try and email them, but I think that probably the email route is going to get seen a little bit later than the telephonic route. You could also try going to the SAN Parks offices in person if you happen to have one close to where you live. The website can be a really great resource for picking up cancellations. So sometimes people book for a particular period and then they decide they can't make it for that period, or they see that the low tide time for blowkrans is at a not very ideal time of day and they want a different date and they cancel. So keeping an eye on the website and checking it really frequently is a great way to get a booking. Booking via SAN Parks is not the only way that you can book for the Otter Trail. There are also third-party companies that buy up Otter Trail bookings and then resell them, usually on their own websites. Just remember that these third-party sellers might be offering additional services. Some of it might be a guided hike, or they might have shuttles included, or they might have food included. Some of them are just the trail on their own, and it's really important to check exactly what it is that you're getting when you buy from these third-party resellers. The prices can also differ wildly. Some of them are very similar to the cost on SAN Parks' own website, with a small markup as an admin fee from that website, but some of them can be more than double the price. Then another great way to get a booking for the Otter Trail is to join a hiking club in South Africa. A lot of hiking clubs will make a block booking once or even multiple times a year to go and hike the Otter Trail because it is such a popular trail. And if you belong to those hiking clubs, then sometimes you can get into that block booking and participate as part of the club hike. Some of the clubs will obviously have certain rules that you'll have to abide by, like you might need to hike with the group and not just go off on your own. And obviously they will also be adding some amount of markup to the price of the Otter Trail. The fourth thing that I want to talk about is individual people who are selling their Otter Trail booking. This is perhaps the most risky because it is the one that it is easiest to get scammed by. There are criminal people out there who will sell you a Otter Trail booking that doesn't actually exist. But it can work to do this, particularly if you are buying through someone that you know, like friends or family or a friend of a friend who happens not be able to go on the trail anymore. This can be a really good way of getting a booking. Then the last thing that I would like to talk about is the Otter African Trail Run. If you just cannot get 5 days off of your calendar to do the full Otter hike, then one day a year there is the Otter African Trail Run. This trail run goes across the entire Otter Trail, so you will be seeing the whole thing, but in one day. If you are fit enough and you are a trail runner and you would like to see the Otter Trail, then this is a great way to experience it. I do just want to say that if you thought the price for the Otter hike was expensive, you haven't seen anything until you've seen the price for the Otter African Trail Run. The reason it's so expensive is because they are limited as to how many runners they can put out on the trail because they don't want to impact the environment too badly. So the price is extremely steep. And the Otter African Trail Run is just as popular as the hike, and it only happens once a year. So if you do want to do that trail run, you really need to be on the ball. Go and check out their website and make sure that as soon as entries open, you get your entry in. You can buy a thing called a priority entry, where you pay a slight amount extra in order to be able to book a ticket, I think 1 or 2 days earlier than it opens to the public. That's how I got my first entry for the Otter African Trail Run. Hopefully this video has given you a couple of tips as to how you can book for the Otter Trail and get out there yourself. If you have any other tricks that you would like to share in the comments below, then please do so. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you would like to see more from me, then you can click on my channel name to see videos that I've made in the past, or you can subscribe to my channel to see videos that I'm going to make in the future.